Creepy Nuts, Otonoke. This one was widely requested as the next song that I looked at, and I'm choosing the Coachella performance, which is quite recent as of the filming of this video. I was excited to see them in the first take environment and thought another raw environment would be really cool, and Coachella's performances are typically quite awesome, so I'm excited to get into particularly what his voice does and how he interacts with the audience and all that stuff. So, let's get into it.
Let's sing together. Let's dance together. Let's shout together. Let's enjoy together. Are you ready?
It's super fun for me to hear vocalists talk and addressing the audience like this. You hear so many things that he does with his voice as he's just talking that he works into his singing. And that's a huge mark for being a great vocalist, because you're able to take things that are comfortable and use them in a slightly different context, which is singing, which is generally, for people that are learning, less comfortable than just speaking.
Otonoke.
Yep. Oh! Yeah, I mean, I realize there's some backing track things going on there, but I want to talk about that, and then I want to go back. I actually want to go back to the very beginning and address his speaking a little bit, and then take that into the rap.
Sing together. Let's dance together.
Let's dance. There's the pitch. He's got a longer, let's dance, dance. And sometimes he has this longer, more open thing going on, and sometimes it's like this. He's really dynamic with his placement. We hear that as he moves through that rap. But I want to talk about this distortion.
Sing together. Let's dance together.
Let's dance, dance. So this is primarily an epiglottal rattle, which you can get by imitating Cookie Monster. Cookie, cookie, cookie. The Cookie Monster is more down here. He's pushing this technique into his upper chest voice. Dance! But he's adding a little bit more to it. He's adding some compression over the epiglottal rattle. You see, an epiglottal rattle isn't much of a constriction, whereas this, holding back air, that would be considered like an upper constriction of your vocal tract. He's using both at the same time, although not much constriction. Part of the charm of his distortion, as we hear, well, certainly in the last Creepy Nuts analysis that I did, we heard him balancing these two techniques together. It'll be really interesting to hear how he does this live.
Sing together. Let's dance together.
Let's not pure epiglottal, but dance together. Dance together. You can hear those two, the upper constriction and the epiglottal rattle happening at the same time.
Let's shout together.
That one was more just compression. Shout! Shout together!
Let's enjoy together. Are you ready?
So cool.
Otonoke.
Now, everybody! He's got this very long and open. That top note that he was doing there is everybody! It's a bit of a mix. Not just shouting. Over and over again. He enters from his head voice into chest voice, compresses into it just a little bit, cleans it up, and then sighs back out of it while not releasing too much breath. Ah, ah, ah. He's got absolutely incredible control of his breath supply, how he uses it. Especially with all those head voice entrances and exits, it'd be really easy to dump too much air. You can hear him taking breaths, yes, but he's not taking near as many breaths as one would think he would need to take. And he uses oftentimes the consonants to pivot registers. There he takes a completely different posture. He was here. And then he's here. This is not just about smiling or not smiling. This is about experiencing the resonance of your voice in different places. So before he's kind of forward and belty but long. Hey, long and open. And then he goes to this. So slightly higher larynx. Now he's not forcing his larynx into any position. Nobody should do that. Just let your larynx float. But as you think to experience your voice in different places, you end up making those adjustments without thinking about it. Now, that brings up an interesting point. Is he thinking about doing this? Well, I think that one of the benefits in being a recording artist who tours is that you've recorded your voice so much and heard it back so much that you're able to go, oh yeah, listening to my recording, now I hear what I'm doing, maybe unintentionally, and now I'm going to intentionally lean into what I was doing unintentionally that I hear myself doing when I'm recorded. This is an incredible feedback system that allows you to go into a live performance and sort of abandon into it, taking the knowledge, taking the muscle memories you've honed in the studio and applying them live. I think that's what's happening here. It's just so crazy. He's so high up there. I love that interaction with his head voice, chest voice. Ha ha ha! Just a little bit of compression there. We hear him getting a little bit of rattle in there sometimes too, but in this area where he's primarily bright and melodic, oh, we get this sound by holding back air. But finding this balance where we can still let the note through. Yeah. And then working with it in different areas of your range. This is a hard balance, and you have to have a fundamental understanding of how to support your voice and how to experience your voice dynamically with placement. If you'd like help doing both of these things, click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. I'll help you dial these things in so you can experiment with your voice like this. Hey! That's a clean compression. Hey! He's still holding back there. He's not yelling. This is budgeting, masterful budgeting. He knows how to treat his voice live. Singing, yeah! Yeah, that compression, little bit of rattle in there too. That was cool. Going down there with that epiglottal rattle and upper chest, and then sirening. sirening, up into head voice with a little bit of a mixed transition to do you hear how he went from here to being sort of weepy and just let... So cool. So incredibly dynamic. I really can't believe he's jumping around like that and phonating with these fast words on melody and able to keep up. He does. He has a masterful control and understanding of how his breath supply and support works. Let alone all the different textures and colors he pulls out of his voice dynamically and molds and melts, even live. One thing I was curious about is we heard so much of that in the first take performance that I reviewed. I was wondering if he'd be a bit more static in, a fully live with an audience and all of that stuff, and where you can't hear as well and you're interacting with the crowd. And I maybe hear a little bit less, but I think that's more just due to the quality of the recording. We don't hear the nuances. It's always a little bit less nuanced live, but this is incredible. It's pretty nuanced for a live performance. Ooh, I was going to say, you could hear him get maybe a little tired there, which is kind of cool to hear, right? We know this is real, raw, live. And I just want to say also that I love the way he interacts with the audience. Lots of performers aren't quite as giving with their performances, and this is something I noticed. He invites the audience in from the very beginning. Let's sing together. Let's be here together. Let's do this together. And believe it or not, that I think helps his energy as a performer, because he's bringing the audience along with him and taking them to a place as a gift to them. And the audience in turn gives back to him with that energy. It's this looped energy that happens that he invites the audience into. That is huge for any performer to take notice of, is the way that you invite an audience in from the very beginning will come back to you as a gift while you're performing. It's less of a performance and more of a shared experience. This is what we see here. There's a good epiglottal rattle there. Finished with some compression. Coachella! I really exaggerated that, but I love how he incorporates both in different balances.
Okay, everybody, let's sing together. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you for suggesting this song, and I'm glad I got to review a fully live performance, especially Coachella. Leave in the comments which song and maybe which version of which song you'd like me to check out next. Here's the last Creepy Nuts analysis video that I did, and be sure to check out my free voice course linked in the pinned comment or video description if you'd like to learn how to freely play with your own voice. We'll see you for more.